Hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel. Welcome to our live video series. All right, first thing, I just want to apologize for the audio. I've got to use my earbuds today. I got a better microphone coming tomorrow. So, what's going on? This is the 2023 Kia Sportage. I'm from Canada. We call it Sportage. You probably just saw this video about an hour ago. It's the Kia Sportage in the United States. So we're going to talk about this vehicle today, but before we do, I just need to do a couple things here so I can see you, join the chat. We do a live video every single weekday at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. This one happens to be at 3 o'clock Eastern Time because Kia USA took our time slot, which is totally cool with me when they introduce a new vehicle. So just give me 1 second as I refresh the page. I'll be able to see your comments coming in. If you are watching just to see the content of this video, let's skip ahead to around the 2-minute mark of this video. And instead of the 3-minute, and we'll get going on it, I just need to refresh, watch an ad, and I just want you guys to know that there are 3 dealers that support this channel. They are Brantford Hyundai, Owen Sound Hyundai, and of course, where we film in our Brantford Kia studio, so Brantford Kia. I'm just skipping the ad so I can see I've got a few people on here. I appreciate you all joining us. All right, let me just 5 more seconds till I can skip my ad and join in our conversation on the chat. All right, there we go. All right. Hello, everyone. All right, there we go. Pass that through. So here's how this works. Every single weekday at 2 o'clock, we do a live video, and we normally go through a vehicle. If you are interested in this particular vehicle, subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more to find out about this, and I'm not sure if there's going to be a better place on the internet to find out than right here on this channel. It's my job to research it. We're going to find out more. And of course, being that we film in Canada, we actually don't have a lot of information on the Canadian model. So if you're in Canada, you'll also want to subscribe because we'll get that going. All right, so we say 2-minute mark of video. I can't see what that is. Let me just glance at the back of the camera, see roughly where we're at, and we will. Oh, we're at 2 minutes right now. Look at that. All right, 2 minutes. Here we go. Okay, so those of you just wondering what I've got up on screen here, Kia USA just did a video, and this is just a still image off of their video, which we can skip ahead and watch through on. What we saw was the SX model of the new Sportage and the X Pro model of the new Sportage. So we're going to talk about what we know, what we don't know, and I'm going to take your questions here. I can see in front of me here you guys asking stuff. So somebody says, isn't this the 2022 Kia Sportage? Maybe. So this is where it gets kind of confusing. I film in North America. I film in Canada. In Canada, at our dealership here, we have a 2022 Sportage, and it's actually the carryover model, the previous generation to this. So when this launches in Canada, it will be a 2023 model, but we expect it to show up probably around January, early year of 2022. It's confusing. Trust me, I know. But I'm going to refer to this as the 2023 model because that's accurate for the dealership and the dealership group that I work for. So there we go. All right, we know nothing, that the video was not the greatest. Yeah, well, I thought, this is a typical introduction. They just give you the highlights and they leave the rest to people like me, real media, to do other stuff. So we'll talk about what we know. We had 2 guys talking. Let me just skip ahead here. 2 guys were talking about this, and they were basically, I don't remember their titles here, and I probably should. But we had, it's probably right here, director of, I believe, marketing, something like that, product, and then also the actual designer of the vehicle. And if you ever think I do a bad screenshot of myself, I'm sorry, gentlemen, that's what we've got. So they talked about it at first. We skip ahead. I'll put a link to this video in the description of the video that I'm doing live right now as soon as I'm done. So you'll be able to click that if you're not live with us and watch that. And let's just skip ahead. These 2 guys were chatting, and we went back over here, and we saw a whole bunch of images. Let me just see. So this is the X Pro model. That's what they introduced to us. Now, really quick clarification. I have exactly 0 information on our Canadian vehicles at this point. Kia Canada has not given us any information, and to be fair, this is the first information the Americans had. Obviously, we know the look. This has been shown in Korea. We know that ours is the longer of 2 versions. If you're a European, you have a shorter Kia Sportage. So we have the longer Sportage. This X Pro model looks to have different roof rails, kind of like our X-Line model. And they basically gear this. It's got BF Goodrich all-terrain tires. So those are pretty good all-terrain tires. They're probably not the KO2s, which are the true off-roady kind of, those are you throw on a Jeep Wrangler. But BF Goodrich has been in the all-terrain tire game for a while. So they're throwing all-terrain tires on here, and this is kind of the thing that's going on in the industry. They mentioned by name other models, including things like the Bronco Sport. Bronco Sport is being advertised as an off-road crossover. So interesting that they mentioned by name. They basically said exactly who we're going after with this. And maybe in the hopes of getting you to wait just a little bit longer to get this. But the Bronco Sport in particular is an off-road model. Subaru's certainly doing their wilderness packages on their vehicles. So they mentioned, hey, we're going to go in that market. We're going to put off-road or all-terrain tires on this. And the idea is not that this is an off-roader. The idea is that this is a vehicle that will get you to the trailhead, including through some rougher gravel roads. You've got 8.3 inches of ground clearance, which is up over the current one, 28% more cargo room, 7 inches longer than the current vehicle. Now, because this is the Kia Hyundai channel, tomorrow I decided to pull in the Hyundai Tucson here. Hyundai Tucson is built, the current Hyundai Tucson that we have here in Ontario is built on the same platform as this vehicle will be built on. So we can see that general size area. I don't think it'll be a whole lot different in size. They're talking about largest in class, cargo, rear seat room, those kinds of things. So that was all interesting to me. Basic stuff. A couple things that are coming. Let's just zoom through here. Let's see if I can find what I'm looking for. I want to get to the interior shots because they matter. So when we started talking about the SX, can we see it here? Oh boy. I'm just skipping along. Let's just talk cargo for a real quick second here. Maybe this is cargo. Yeah, so cargo room, again, we know cargo room is going to be vastly improved over our current Sportage. And that's a good thing because our current Sportage kind of sits in that kind of crossover area with the Seltos. The Seltos has pretty much class-leading cargo space in its smaller class. The current Sportage is not a whole lot bigger, so now we're jumping up into size class. Engine, we should point out as well, the engine is the 2.5-liter engine that is the base engine in the Kia Sorrento. So that'll be the standard engine. We do know we're going to get a hybrid and a plug-in hybrid. They hinted at electrification without having to worry about range. And what they're really going to talk about is what I'm going to be able to talk about in the future is this will come further down the line in a hybrid, still next year. And then again, further down the line again, also next year in a plug-in hybrid. Now, dates are fluid. I'm expecting this vehicle to launch early of the year, a few months later, hybrid, and then a few months later, so into the summer months, the plug-in hybrid. That could change, but that's the goal, that's the expectation. And like I said, bigger. So Sorrento engine, it's going to be interesting to see the Sorrento side by side with this. We talked about rear seat legroom. This is what the rear seat legroom they were talking about. Oh, that didn't quite get there. And the interior is here. Now, this section here, this is interesting to me because, again, we mentioned this is kind of based on that Tucson type platform. Well, you've got two screens here. On the Tucson, when you have the digital screen, you have the 10.25 inch screen, which we used to think was a huge screen. Now they're saying it's a 12.3 inch screen when you have the screen, 12.3 here and 12.3 there. So the availability of 12.3 inch screens in both sides, the only vehicle we have that in the Kia and Hyundai lineup right now is the Kia Carnival, and even then it's only on the very top trim. So massive screen here for the size of the vehicle, massive screen there for the size of the vehicle, and it's going to get you a whole bunch of different things. We know Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, they did not mention wireless. The way it's working right now is the 8-inch screens are getting wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay. These screens are not getting the wireless. I've asked Kia Canada in writing to their product team various questions about this, and I'm hoping to hear back from them at some point when they have answers. So as soon as we have an answer about that, wireless Android Auto, Apple CarPlay on these larger screens, I'll make a video about it. But we can expect it to be at least wired to start. We'll see what happens. Maybe they have a plan by the time this launches. Maybe they have something sorted out. But these larger screens are good. We also know by looking at the mirrors, you can see a 360 camera. And I want to show you the clip of that if I can find it in here because they did something that I've never tried and it looks pretty cool. So we'll show you that in a second. But we also know the blind view, the monitor that shows when you signal, the speedometer can change or the tachometer can change to your view, a view out the side to change. We also know we'll have some remote smart parking assist. Now again, will all these features make it to Canada? At this point, I have no idea. But the remote smart parking means we did this on the Tucson just about a week ago. We did it in this video bay here in our studio. We moved it forward by hitting the remote control, moved it backwards by hitting the remote control. So that's all coming. Gear shift in here is going to be the same as what was the four-cylinder Stinger, which is now the K5. So part spin, gear shift there. Down here, there's the drive modes. And in the United States, they talk about drive modes. However, in Canada, it is my expectation that we're going to get our drive mode, terrain mode mix system. If you look at most Hyundai Kia products that have a drive mode and terrain mode in Canada, it's only drive modes in the United States. Basically, we have a better system than that. So they didn't mention that. That's what I expect to have here. And that button looks like it would work with both. So If you have questions, guys, go ahead and ask them now. I'll come back to them in a second. Yeah, we'll talk about the Android Auto thing. Let me just see if I can find what I'm actually looking for here with that screen. So there's an alternate view here. Well, there's our screen there. So again, two separate screens. A lot of people are going to say it appears to be one screen. It is not. It is a 12.3 inch screen, a 12.3 inch screen here. We may have to just play their video for a second here as I show you a couple things that I want to show you. Come on, I'm just going to skip through. Sorry for the, I want to be really clear. I'm making this video after just having watched this video essentially once. I skimmed through it a couple times, but I've only seen it once just about an hour ago. So if you'd like me to be more prepared, I could try. Here's our drive mode situation that we were talking about. They only have normal, sport, and smart, and then snow. We can expect the terrain modes in Canada. That would be a big surprise to me if we did not get mud, sand, and snow in the terrain modes, normal, sport, and smart in the drive mode. So that would be my expectation. Let me just see what we can do here. Oh, that was a pretty cool shot over here. Nope, we missed it again. All right, let's just keep going. I am looking for something over here. Oh, we hit play. No, we didn't. All right. Where are we here? Bear with me, guys. I am looking for one thing that I do not see because it's not showing me the previews anymore. This is what happens when you do live video. All right, so what I want to show you is the 360 camera. If you guys know what I'm talking about on the screens, they have a sort of a bird's eye view of the camera. They were playing with it, manipulating it on screen so you could kind of spin the car around and take a look at it. I have no idea if that's production or if that worked its way in, so I am going to try to find that for you. And again, I do encourage you guys to watch this. Bear with me because, like I said, I can't see the previews right now, which is making it tougher for me to... Oh, they showed some of the safety equipment here, so I think it might have been in this area. Let's just let it play for a second, and I'll talk through while it's playing because I think it's right after here. They're talking about a lot of the safety equipment. All of this stuff we've seen before in lots of cars. So basically, this current Sportage is not fully up to date with the latest and greatest safety information. So we want to watch this. This is showing you here. It's going to show you an actual camera view. They made it look very Tesla-like, but it's not. It's going to be an actual camera view down the road. I'm trying to pause it when I get to the spot. Okay, here we go. See what they did just there? Let's just zip back for just a second here. Where's my mouse? There we go. Let's just zip back a couple seconds here. And hit play again. So again, this is your camera view monitor. It's actually going to be a true camera view. This is an artistic drawing. But watch what they do in a second here. 360 camera, which is coming up. 360 camera. You can do this. There we go. He's like maneuvering it, manipulating it. I've never tried that in our current cars. I'm pretty sure that doesn't work in our current cars. But that would indicate a new technology. And you can see here, it's got the cameras and the mirrors and stuff. So just some new stuff coming out that we'll have to play with when we get it. Everything else, we don't know the exact trim lines here. They listed them at the end of this video, what's coming in the United States. I was trying to write some of them down, X-Line, X-Pro, SX, EX, some of those kind of things. It really doesn't mean anything until we get it. I do hope that this X-Pro model with these all-terrain tires, I hope that comes to Canada. I don't know if it will or will not, but that'll be interesting to me. But they're definitely gearing this as more of an outdoorsy, versatile family utility vehicle. The SX, again, is going to have a ton of luxury, but this X Pro model is certainly what they focused on. And then I expect the Seltos to kind of take the role of urban runabout, typical small crossover. And then this is expecting to be a 5-passenger. The Sorrento, of course, with the third row seats. This does not have third row seats. At least I wouldn't expect that in Canada. I think the platform can handle it, but I wouldn't expect it. So that's kind of where we are. Kia Connect. Yuvo Intelligence is switching to Kia Connect. My boss apologized to me. He's like, yeah, I didn't tell you that because I didn't know that. I rely on him to give me some information. He didn't hand me that. So we're going to talk about, you guys have been asking for a Yuvo Intelligence video. We're going to hold back on that until we get full Kia Connect. We'll do some tutorials on that. And that's what I know and don't know. So let me just skim through your questions here. If you have a question, ask it now. We're probably not going to stay on for a full half hour today. I don't think there's a need to. Normally we do. I do want to say, though, do me a favor, hit the like on this video. I'm giving it a go here. I don't know how many I've got. Looks like a few there. So I appreciate that. And we're also, like I said, hit subscribe if you're interested in this vehicle because we're going to cover it. The first time I'm going to see it is less than a month away now. I'm going to go to the LA Auto Show where I will see the American version. So we will see this X Pro. I'll go through, I'll ask questions. The more you guys tell me of what you want to know, the more I can find out and make sure I answer your questions. So I don't know if anybody else is on the internet that's doing that with these Kia and Hyundai products the way I am. So hopefully that'll help. All right. Somebody says, I'm looking forward to when you get it. Yeah, me too. Let me just go back here with my cursor. It's on the wrong screen. There we go. Oh, I can't even see my cursor. It's acting up here. Oh boy. Come on, cursor. I can't get it. There we go. I got it back. Okay. So dual 12.3 should be class leading. Yes, you can expect a few class leading things. They talked about class leading cargo space, class leading space inside. That 7 inches of growth, I think they said about a half an inch wider, half an inch taller. So you're not going to notice the half an inch on the outside. 7 inches longer is the difference. 3 inch longer wheelbase. It is a larger vehicle, but I think they've carved out a lot of space inside. So we'll see what that is. I don't think it'll be any more intimidating to drive. I think it'll be sort of in that size class that makes sense. The variable sized cup holders. That's right. So they're doing a Kia Niro EV style cup holder. This it has a little button where they pop out. We'll talk about those later. Actually, I'm going to have a Kia Niro EV in here on Friday, so I'll show you that cup holders. And the idea is basically the curved cup holders, they kind of come out of the way, creating a nice open space in the middle. So they gave the example if you could put a tablet in there. They showed an iPad in there. So just different things. They said you only need cup holders if you have cups in them. The rest of the time you could use as a storage space, which is what I do in my vehicle, so that makes sense. So cup holders are very Kia Niro EV-like, excuse me. So do that. Somebody says, makes no sense why the 8-inch screen has wireless Android Auto and the 10-inch screen does not. 10.25-inch screen, and same with 12.3-inch screens. I agree. If you pay more for the larger screen, in the consumer's mind, you should have it, which is why I've asked the question. So we're trying to get an answer as to why. At one point, there was a rumor that a software update may enable it on the larger screens. I don't know. People tell me it needs Wi-Fi, and I say yes. Many of our cars have had Wi-Fi for years that was essentially inactive. So I don't know why it doesn't work in the 10.25-inch screen, which is why I've asked the question, and it's why I'll reduce it. And to be frank, I don't think anybody knows. I've heard a lot of people say, my salesperson says this. Your salesperson hasn't been told by Kia or Hyundai. So we're trying to find that out for you. Okay. It will have Android Auto, but not wireless. That's correct. So they mentioned the electric versions later. Yeah, so they didn't quite say electric. They said electrified, and they said with no range anxiety. And that, again, is hinting at the hybrid version that will come, which I assume will be a 1.6 turbo with a hybrid, which, again, the 1.6 turbo is something like the Kia K5 has that engine. It's the upper level on the SX level Kia Seltos. So that 1.6 mated to a hybrid system. We've seen this in the Tucson already. A PHEV will come further down the road. Again, I'm expecting all of this next year. Same thing, 1.6 turbo. So what will happen is with each hybrid version, the hybrid will actually gain power and torque, horsepower and torque, and then also increase fuel efficiency. So you can expect that this will come with around 180 horsepower, 181 in that range of horsepower for the 2.5 liter engine. And then it will gain horsepower and torque with the hybrid and gain more torque again with the plug-in hybrid. So you're gaining power and efficiency. So instead of having a turbo model as the upper end power version, you're going to have a hybrid and plug-in hybrid. So it's not just adding efficiency, expect it to add power as well. But again, that hasn't been confirmed. That's just my expectation. Okay. And that's all. Where can we watch the video? So when this video is done, just come back to it. As soon as I post it here, I'm going to put this video here as a link in my description on my video, so you can watch it there. And it is the Kia USA YouTube channel. That's correct. Yeah, it's called, so Kia America is their YouTube channel. Kia USA is their like Instagram and Facebook. So I may use them interchangeably because to me they're the same, but to be fair to them, they're not. All right, I don't see a ton more questions. Where does this new Sportage fall in the lineup? So exactly where it is now. Kia Seltos is going to be our entry-level SUV. Then we have the Kia Sportage, or Sportage if you're in the States, and then the Kia Sorrento. So it's in between. Now, will it eat sales from the lower line of the Sorrento? I think it might. If you need the third row seats of the Sorrento, then you're going to have to look at the Sorrento. If you don't need the third row seats, I think there's going to be that real... which one's better for you. And traditionally, you'll be able to get a few more features in this at the same price point as the Sorrento. So going to have a better size delineation from Seltos to Sportage. There's going to be some variance there, but it's going to be closer between the Sportage and the Sorrento in size. So instead of cross-shopping Sportage Seltos, you'll probably see more people cross-shopping Sportage Sorrento, which will be interesting. Price point, I don't have. I'll get that, and when we do, we'll make more videos. Obviously, when the Canadian information is released, I'm going to sit right in front of the screen like this again and go over all the information that we have. And again, I'm still, at this point, expecting to see our first ones early part of 2022, as a 2023 model year. Why? That's the way it works. Any word on the K3 arrival? No. So I was wrong. They're not going to call the 2022 Forte will not be the K3. It does have a redesigned face, redesigned lights, redesigned interior, mildly redesigned with increased safety features and a bunch of nice things. It will be the 2022 Forte, from what I know now. Haven't been told to be the K3, so that's what we're expecting. It should start arriving in November, I assume. I don't have an exact date on that either. Keep in mind, guys, the normal automotive landscape where we used to be able to predict things and even predicting future vehicles, they would give us a timeline, they would stick to that. Right now, most of our inventory is order only. I don't think we have many vehicles on the lot at all that you can actually buy off the lot and take home today. It's very tight for inventory. We're now ramping back into kind of getting our normal amount of units, but most of them are sold. So most vehicles you're buying today are order only. And that does make it hard to predict with the supply chain and chip issues that are going in the automotive market worldwide. So I don't know if you've driven by a local dealer where you live, inventory will be tight wherever they are. So predicting dates is just tougher for us right now, but I'll do my best. Will the Kia Sportage have a GT line trim? No idea. They did not mention a GT line in the United States. Let's see what happens in Canada here. This X Pro model is the one I'm hoping for. I kind of hope that Kia Canada sees that as something that we should bring in because I think there's a lot of outdoorsy people. It's not really an off-roader. It probably hasn't got skid plates or anything else. But the off-road tires, I think, are a nice touch. The indication, just even from a marketing perspective, that, hey, this can go a little more, have a little more traction when we take it off of the main paved roads and onto the trails and, properly maintained gravel roads, those kind of things. All right, we're going to leave it there, guys. Keep in mind, every single weekday at 2 o'clock, we do a live video. Tomorrow, I'm pulling in the Tucson, the car that's built on the same platform as this, just so we can see some of that stuff in person. That's 7 inches longer. We'll talk about how long the Tucson is. They mentioned rear seat space and trunk space. You'll get to see at least how big the platform can make it in the Hyundai side, and you can compare that to what you saw on the Kia side. We'll also compare some styling notes and other things. So that's what we're doing tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We'll spend a half an hour with that car, and every single weekday we do that. So feel free to like, subscribe. You guys know how YouTube works. And thanks for watching. And I'll get a better microphone as early as tomorrow. Okay, we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.